So keep watching Jeopardy 24 hours a day and call this number. You dumb son of a bitch. You don't watch it 24 hours a day. There's a daily cash prize of $1,000 and fuck. No shit.
I love that.
Call now and play Phone Jeopardy. She drank the poison that Captain Hook intended for Peter Pan.
Tinkerbell!
Fuck 'em. So,
I love that. I honestly didn't know that he was like such a funny guy off the set.
Oh yeah.
I got one more here.
Fiction.
Ah, Christ.
Susan Cole is from Bowie, Maryland, and her favorite type of music is something I've never heard of, but it doesn't sound like fun.
I think it's very fun. It's called nerdcore hip hop. It's
Nerdcore
hip hop. Yes. It's people who identify as nerdy, rapping about the things they love: video games, science fiction, having a hard time meeting romantic partners. You know, it's really catchy and fun.
Losers, in other words.
Well,
Bro, just
What a fucking guy, dude.
unloaded.
That's so salty, though.
And welcome to the show.
That's a great intro.
17 Waverly Podcast. Hello, boys.
Hello. Happy Thursday.
We are here. We are live.
We're live.
Yeah, so 2 weeks in a row now. Before we get into Alex Trebek real quick, I do want to say we did not do this last week.
We somehow bumbled that one.
We somehow fumbled the fact that we were introing an SNL skit with Alex Trebek and Sean Connery.
Right.
But we didn't say rest in peace to Sean Connery or why we started with that.
I don't understand how that
I don't know
happened.
how we went. We did that, but this is the 17 Waverly Podcast, so this is what we do.
And then, just as fate would have it,
the following week
We lost
we
Trebek.
lost Alex Trebek.
Yeah.
The other half of that little duo in that SNL skit, the very long-time host of Jeopardy,
absolute legend.
just absolute legend. Jeopardy and game shows like this will never be the same to me, because these are guys that, I mean, him and, like, let's say the guy from Wheel of Fortune, what's his name?
Pat Sajak.
Pat Sajak. These are guys that, to me, like, for my whole lives,
They've been
like,
doing the...
Yeah,
They've been
exactly since we've been alive.
Yeah, they've been doing these shows.
They've been the hosts of these shows.
Right.
It's not like it's like how Bob Barker was like
Right, when he left.
I haven't enjoyed The Price is Right since
Right.
Bob Barker left. But like it's just weird because like these are like the faces of these
Yeah.
game shows that we grew up with.
Right.
It's just terrible.
Yeah, so it's sad. He lost his battle with cancer.
Yeah.
I believe it was
Yeah.
He died at 80, right?
80. Yeah, I think
He
so.
Good life.
Great life,
yeah.
full life. He looked great for his age.
Yeah.
I mean that could be
Absolutely.
makeup, of course, for being on set,
But still.
he was out there kicking, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, and he's just a great dude, and as you could hear by the intro clips that we played in the beginning,
Cheeky.
just cheeky and a funny
Hilarious.
guy. So he will be missed, and as will Sean Connery, who we lost last week. But on to this week, episode 80.
How you
80
doing?
Episode 80.
episodes.
I don't even know.
20
how we're
away from 100, folks.
Let's hope we make it there. Let's really hope we
We
make this.
I mean,
have
if we
come
made
a
it this far.
very long
You're
way.
right. You're right.
Yeah, this is just crazy. So we're doing video game movies this week
Right.
In celebration
in
of-
celebration of the drops of Xbox
Series X.
Series X and the PS5.
right.
guys, I have to
Both
I have to
dropped
get
this
something
week.
off my chest.
Brand
the,
new.
The Xbox is hideous.
It is hideous.
Have you guys seen it up close?
I think I saw it.
I've
Isn't it just like literally a black
I've just
box?
seen the videos. It's
It's-
just literally a black rectangle box.
It's a lot smaller than I thought it was gonna
Uh-huh.
be. Like it's cute. It's just a cute little box and it has its own little pedestal to sit on and
guess.
it's whatever. But when you compare it to like the PS5,
PS5,
which
right.
as Gab says is very it looks like a vagina.
It looks like a pussy. It does.
Yeah, it looks.
Am
like
I the only one who sees
shiny,
that?
I saw after you said it. I was like, oh yeah,
The
there
white,
it is.
the white cover thing is the
yes,
labia.
yeah, the
Of course,
labia
of course,
exactly in the
yes.
gaming. Yeah, so I get it. But like, that PlayStation is supposed to be like big. Like
It's
massive.
big, yeah. It looks pretty big. The boxes that I've seen that celebrities have been like opening their packs,
Right.
they're huge. Like these are big.
Oh,
big,
really?
I
big
hope
boys.
that you're able to lay that fucking thing down because
That's my only worry. I prefer the PS5 design over
Right.
the Xbox one because it looks sleeker to me.
Yeah.
And it looks more interesting at the very least, even if it does look like a pussy.
That's
But
definitely interesting.
yeah, but
Glossy white pussy.
my worry is that it cannot be laid flat or put like in like a shelf somewhere like flat, and that's what I love about like the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2 and 3 and
Every
4.
single one have just laid.
You can
flat.
lay them flat. You can have them vertical. You can put them in different.
Oh yeah, like when the PlayStation 2 came out, you could have it vertical.
Right.
And I
right.
guess same with
Same
the 3 and the 4.
with the 3 and the 4.
As long as
So
it's on the
this
side, yeah.
one worries me that you don't have that the ability to do the flexibility of having it
Right.
flat.
Right.
Because not everyone is just going to have that space there to put that.
Exactly.
On
I
their
don't. Yeah, like I have like a nice little like cubby system.
Right.
I like to have them laid
So
in there.
we'll see. We're also novices, and we're not cool celebrities that get the PS5 right away.
Yeah, I
also
have to wait till
don't-
Christmas to put that together. So I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking
I
about.
also don't want it right away because the games that are dropping right now are still for the PS4.
A lot of
Yeah.
them are giving you the ability to.
I'm just saying that I don't want it right
upgrade,
away because I'm
basically.
broke.
Right.
But that's just me saying.
Sure.
If I would have,
what I mean?
if I would have secured one of the pre-orders that
Yeah.
I attempted to secure, I'd probably be singing a different tune. But I don't need that shit right now. Are you kidding me?
But
Yeah.
I'm getting a bad case of the adults in the sense that I feel like if I bought how expensive the PS5 is, if I bought it,
$500,
I would be God damn it! I would probably be giddy for 5 seconds, and then my smile would immediately go away, and I would just think,
When am I going to play this?
I
fucking
probably need more wife beaters.
My boxes have holes in them.
My socks don't match anymore.
yeah.
I can't pay my bills.
I
It's
have
cold in here.
Yeah,
or like
dinner's gonna be cold tonight.
I don't have a functioning winter coat.
Yeah,
but there's a
exactly.
PS5 in my room right now.
It's just immediate.
And
Sometimes
then
you-
shrug
once you-
and cue on the
once
the
you
Call
hit
of
once
Duty.
you hit adult, it's you get that instant immediate buyer's
God,
remorse.
imagine
Buyer's
how,
remorse. That's what it's called.
Imagine
Yeah.
how our parents must have felt.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy this fucking little piece of shit, a $300
Yeah.
Xbox. I got the mortgage payment coming up.
I know.
That's
These are the things that like
Gas payment.
I think about the things that I'm buying I want to buy for myself.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine having a child also. So then also realize I can't buy those things for myself anymore.
I am going to make damn sure that my kids like really respect vintage things. And like, you don't need that new Gamecast, son. Here's a Game Boy here's a Game Boy Color.
Yeah, but what if a kid says something cheeky like, "Who the fuck wants to play with that?"
That's where we enter the realm of
We can't have
Belts
this
and-
conversation. Yeah. We can't have this conversation. Belts, groundings, maybe not feeding them for a while.
so video games.
Yeah, video game movies.
We picked some video game movies to go along with that theme.
Could we just get mine out of the way
Let's-
quickly because I don't even want to talk about it too much.
Yeah.
because it's garbage.
There's 3 movies that we picked. Angelo's was Resident Evil, movie from 2002. Goes along with the very popular and very famous for a while video game Resident Evil. I think it came out on the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I remember this-
3 or 4.
This was one of the first games that I purchased.
I had it.
Right, and it was freaky.
Yeah,
Like I remember playing it at night, and I would get scared because you're creeping around this
Right.
fucking mansion and things are jumping out.
Wait,
right.
the first game you got was Resident Evil 2.
There was 2. No, not yet.
Yeah.
It was 2.
The
'Cause I was-
cop and the
I was
girl.
looking at. I was looking at last night when I was watching the movie, like in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I've seen. I don't know that I've seen Resident Evil, the game,
Right.
and I'm thinking to myself, it sounds familiar, but maybe I'm looking at what the original PS game covers were. And I'm like, I can't think of it. And then I look at the Resident Evil 2 one, and I go, holy shit, that's the one that I had for PS1. I rented it from the
West Coast
Video,
Nice,
Blockbuster,
okay.
whatever. And my dad said you can't play that game around Gab and Q because it's too violent.
All that uncle of mine did was make him hate us more.
Yeah, yeah.
Ramel couldn't look at us for like weeks.
He's like, you
so
can't play. He's like, you can't play this. Like, this is way too violent because you're. I mean, at the time, like I had played Crash Bandicoot, sports games,
Yeah.
and maybe Command and Conquer, which like Command and Conquer was. It was a war game, but it was like
pixelated,
pixelated
pixelated
right.
shit. So it wasn't like anything
Like this.
like this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying, like I would play in my room, and like I would try to only play like in the daytime, but as day turned into night, and like I was too lazy to turn my lights on. That's when shit started getting creepy.
Right.
And like you got these things like fucking like flying out of nowhere,
Exactly.
ripping your head. Hey, it was an interesting game, a fun game.
Right.
Unfortunately, the movie didn't live up to anything
Absolutely
close
not.
to that.
So I had no idea what the game was even about at that point.
Right.
At this point, especially, to me, it was just, you're killing zombies.
Right. Which
Sure, cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
So I assumed that's the only thing that I remembered from the game. So I put the movie on. I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, holy shit! One, this movie came out in 2002.
yes.
And immediately I'm getting the vibes of Catwoman. I'm getting the vibes of just like all those shitty early 2000s movies.
The ridiculous
just
camera angles,
the
the
camera
music,
angles,
it's-
the music,
Yeah,
it's like a weird house techno
it's like a
in the
synthesized-
background.
Yeah.
It was not good.
No, it wasn't good.
A terrible movie.
The only good thing about it is Mila Jovovich.
right? Who plays she's also
Alice.
in
She's in the
Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element. I think
Right.
I went on record in that movie saying how much I enjoyed her. She's
she's great. She's fine.
fantastic.
She's
she was
fine.
in pretty sure she was in Dazed and Confused too. Like a young version.
I think
of her
so.
was in that too.
She's
She's a great actress.
Yeah, she's great, and the movie's got some people. Michelle Rodriguez is in it.
That's right.
There's another guy. There's two other guys that I've seen in a bunch of other stuff in the movie too.
is Tyrese in it?
No,
No. There's just a random black dude as per usual, but not.
he doesn't make it too far.
Yeah,
I feel like Tyrese would be in this.
yeah. So quickly, what's it about?
I mean,
just quickly.
so your basic thing is a virus
yeah.
has escaped a top secret
Right.
like facility run by this thing called the Umbrella Corporation.
Right. Not to be confused with the Umbrella Academy, folks, which we do talk about a lot here because we're fans of the show.
And we'll quick segue. I think they just got announced for a third season.
They did get announced for a third season,
Holler.
Umbrella Academy. Here we
Holler.
go. We will be reviewing that eventually.
So a virus escapes this facility. It turns everyone that works there into zombies.
Right.
And this elite task force is sent
Right.
into this lab to try to control all this shit.
Right.
Led by the wonderful Mila as playing someone called Alice, who can't remember shit because she got hit with nerve gas,
Right.
and apparently it gave her amnesia.
Right.
So throughout this film, she's wandering around and like having flashbacks, and things are starting to come
Correct.
to her, and it helps her solve the whole thing.
Right.
Anyway, so they're in this lab, and of course, some of the people that they're with get bit by the zombies. They don't know anything about zombies apparently, and instead of just pulling a bullet
The
in them, right-
computer.
Oh yeah, you have an ultra smart computer.
Right. So you've got it.
That's
You've got
aware.
a. You've got a.
It's like an artificial intelligence.
Yeah. An
computer
AI. What's the computer in Terminator?
Skynet.
That,
Yeah. So you've got like a
basically
Skynet type scenario.
They call it the Red Queen. In
The
this,
Red
right?
Queen, correct?
And
which it represents itself in a hologram throughout the building as a little girl.
because it's the person who created modeled it after his daughter,
Right.
which
Creepy,
in itself is
yeah.
fucking weird.
Yeah, weird. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got this little girl running around saying, "Hey, well, this is what I'm doing to try
Yeah.
to help you get." No,
Not help you guys, but then also kind of kill you.
well, the whole thing is the computer's going to look out for itself, and its
Right.
plan is I'm going to shut this place down, and everything that's inside of it is going to die eventually.
Right.
So
Is this supposed to be set in the very far future? I didn't realize.
I don't even know. I think it could.
I don't
be
even
like-
think they give you a date of like when this is or anything like
I
that.
think it's one of those things where it could be happening right now, but because it's like an underground facility, top secret
Right.
area 51.
you have no
type
idea what
shit.
it's. Well, yeah.
Exactly. It could be 2002. It could be 2022.
Right,
Who
right.
knows? But the thing is that this movie's based, like just really loosely based on the video game.
Yeah.
The only really thing you got there is you have the fact that the movie takes place in a mansion,
Right.
which is the secret hideaway, the secret door to get to this crazy underground lair.
Right.
That's the same thing. The zombies, the mutated dogs, and other
the
things that they
mutated
were
dogs,
were running experiments on. Those are all takeaways from the game and stuff. But like the actual, I feel like the movie just falls flat on an accurate representation of the game.
Correct. And it's as you're watching, you're just like, okay, this is just obviously, again, this is what they did with Catwoman, and we spoke about this last week, is like they just took the idea, the name,
And they just
kind of
Stamped
whoever
it
the
on.
fuck directed this just did their own thing completely. And
Absolutely.
it's just
And that's basically what kind of happens in another movie that we're going to review in a little bit. But I think
Yeah.
the formula for video game movies hasn't really been cracked. Just
I
yet.
agree.
You know, I think it's
I
the same
agree.
thing like what we talked about how
I agree.
comic book movies, like it took
It took a while, but eventually it hit.
They're
Right.
figuring it out.
Video game movies still have
It's a
not
little-
really
yeah.
peaked at all or even taken off yet.
I'm sure there's a few that you could think of that be like, all right, yeah, that worked. Like
Like
you could say
may-
like maybe Tomb Raider worked. You could say
But the thing is, like, Tomb Raider worked, but it also didn't
work. Right. Did they make
Which
it-
one?
They made two,
Angelina
and
Jolie
neither
or
one
the-
did great.
The Jolie one is the only one I really consider.
Yeah. Although the second one, the
Yeah.
remake with the other girl, she was a really good Laura Croft.
Okay.
But the movie just kind of falls
Fell
flat.
Did they make an Assassin's Creed movie?
They did.
They did.
With I want to say Ewan
yes,
McGregor,
they
but
did.
it's
No,
not
they made it
Ewan
with
McGregor,
Michael
so-
Fassbender.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender.
And how did that one work? I haven't seen it.
No, that was a failure for sure.
So we're still trying to figure
And
out.
that's what, yeah, exactly. It's just most of the movies that I've seen that are video game movies have just not. They haven't really made you feel like, oh, I'm
Right.
watching a movie of the game.
Maybe Doom might be the only one that
Doom might
could hit.
I
They make
feel like
Halo. They make Halo.
they're making a Halo movie. I think. I don't know if World of Warcraft the movie is anything like the
Never really
game
got into
because
it,
I
yeah.
never got into that game, but.
Honestly, give us a Grand Theft Auto game.
Grand
Or
Theft
movie,
Auto,
movie because that could work.
God of War, I think.
Need for
would
Speed
be, would
is
be
another
awesome
one.
for a
Yeah.
movie.
Well, remember, Assassin's Creed is getting a Netflix series.
Oh
hoping
yeah.
that
Oh,
works.
also, The Witcher on Netflix is pretty successful.
That's a game.
And that is a game.
game?
It
Okay.
comes from a game.
Okay.
And the people that have given it positive reviews have said it's like the game.
It's taken a while for them to really crack the code
right.
of making live action things based off of
maybe
games.
games require more. So like maybe a game requires the format of a series
I think
as
that,
opposed to a movie.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because a video game, you've got levels.
Levels,
It goes
exactly.
deeper.
Bang,
Whereas
bang.
you can't really put Assassin's Creed, a video game, into a 1 hour.
But I think it also depends on, because the thing about the comic book analogy is that comic books, you created because they've kind of permeated into different genres. But video games, there's all different kinds and tones, and
right.
what you're trying to adapt is so specific because you want to capture what makes the game special
Right.
in the movie medium.
Right.
So how you are able to do that will depend entirely on what you're dealing with.
Right.
Where one of our movies tonight
Yeah.
missed the target
Yeah.
completely.
Yes. Yes.
This one I would put right in the
I
same
mean,
category.
Resident Evil missed a target 100%.
I would put in the same category.
Okay, so two of our movies tonight missed the
Yeah.
target.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just that's really my biggest concern, my biggest thing with it. I mean, it could be a decent movie if you were looking at it as not part of a video game,
right.
but even still, if you weren't connecting it to the video game, it's not a great movie regardless.
The CGI is terrible.
The CGI is terrible.
A lot of the acting.
The acting, other than maybe the main actress and Michelle Rodriguez,
Yes, it's kinda out of
terrible. You don't even get like that much zombie. You get it for a couple scenes. There's all the typical cliches are in
Right.
it.
And that's what I don't get. It's like Michelle Rodriguez gets bitten.
Yeah.
She, all right. You want to play dumb for a little bit? Got it. As soon as that
Right.
machine or computer thing tells you, if you get scratched or bit by this thing, you turn into one of them. It's like,
Right.
well,
at that point,
cock the gun.
At that point,
Sorry, Michelle. Bang.
kill the person that got bit.
Yeah, you're not going to help us. Honestly,
Right.
you're a hindrance.
The risk of trying to get to the antidote and not killing
which
her,
they didn't even know that they had
right.
until
That's what I'm saying. So for me, even if they say, all right, there's an antidote, but we got to get all the way across the other side of the building to get there.
and not die. No,
We have to risk our lives through all the zombies just so that you don't become a zombie, which you might do in about 30 seconds.
Like it's going to
You're dead. I'm going to shoot you.
If it's going to take 2 minutes or is it going to take 2 hours?
We have no idea.
Time, son.
Right. Sorry, Gab, but if you get bit, you're dead
Get
right
put
away.
down. We're gonna
If
say
I get bit, I'll put myself down.
yeah, there you go.
Well, there's another scene. There's a very important, crucial scene there where a guy had gotten bit, right?
I don't know if he got bit or he just realized there was no way out.
Oh,
think-
yeah. So
yeah.
he was hurt.
Right.
He was hurt. He gets locked up in a corner, and the zombies are coming at him. So what does he do? He lets them go ahead. He tries to get to close the doors or whatever, block the entrance to the zombies. And instead of shooting himself, he lets the zombies kill him, which is a problem. It's a mistake.
Yeah, can't do that.
You're just creating another zombie. What are you going to do?
Exactly. You're adding to the thing. You have to take your own life
Right.
or make sure that they finish you off.
Take your life because you know you're going to become a zombie if you let them eat you.
I feel like if Bush came to shove, I'd be with the gun like 1, 2.
He does that. You
That's
look.
basically what
You
happens,
watch
yeah.
him put the gun in his mouth, and then you hear the gunshot away from the scene, and then it comes back, and it's him shooting at other zombies. So it's like he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But it's like, so whatever. Just a terrible movie. I honestly give it like a 1 out of 10.
I'll give it a 3 just because of.
It's a movie that I honestly will never ever see in my entire life.
I don't need to ever
We're 2
watch
weeks
it.
in a row with some really trash films.
And I hate that we're freaking that we have to like give like our condolences before the film to someone who passes away,
I
and
know.
then we go about just reviewing garbage.
I know.
It's like, the poor fucks.
But like that's just how the cookie
That's it.
crumbles.
That's the way the
Unfortunately,
dice
that's
roll.
We
life.
didn't know.
Yeah.
So what's so
1 out of 10 for me, just terrible. Maybe
I'll give it a 3.
maybe if I give the other versions, because I think there's like 7 of these movies.
there's too many for that.
There's like 6 of them.
There's too many to count at this point.
Maybe if I give one of those a shot, maybe like Resident Evil Apocalypse.
I remember I enjoyed Apocalypse, but also
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Okay, so which one do you guys want to do next? There's
I feel
a
like
really good one.
You're
I mean, not no.
beaming.
There's a
You're
really
beaming.
bad one, and then there's a bad one that's okay.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
No, my movie was good.
All right, so we're gonna go with Sonic next.
Sonic
Because
the Hedgehog was a good.
We'll save
Pico's
Super Mario
face
Brothers
Save
on the
good
corner
one
of
for
my
later. You're right. Got it. All right.
All right, so
Let's do it.
Sonic the Hedgehog. This was Gab's movie.
Fico's no one can see us, but when I said it was a good movie, Fico kind of like stopped breathing for a second to do a little bit of side
Gab,
eye.
explain why you like Sonic the Hedgehog and what the hell even is Sonic the Hedgehog the movie.
Okay, bitches. So for those who don't know, Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the most iconic video game characters of all time, produced by Sega.
Which is why this movie really disappoints.
Hold on, let's keep.
Go ahead. I think I have the same qualms as Fico does.
Okay, so produced by Sega. If everyone remembers the Sega Dreamcast, that's when you had the Sonic Adventure games 1 and 2, also iconic in their own right. Then from there it went downhill, and they have not made a good game in over 20 years.
Right.
Right. Because you can only make so many good games of a blue thing running around gathering rings.
Right.
I think they were on a streak. I think they could have.
They did well. They did well. I'm just saying, you kinda-
They introduced Shadow the Hedgehog, and we got horny for that. And so I was like, all right, let's keep going with this idea. The soundtrack was fire. Gameplay was great.
Wait, what? For what?
Sonic Adventure 1 and 2.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I love those games.
Those games are iconic. I want them
Dreamcast,
remastered.
Yes.
Now, So what happened here is we all know about the infamous original trailer for this movie where they took Sonic the Hedgehog.
We very severely criticized it when it first dropped.
Yeah.
On this podcast.
Yes, we did.
Because that looked
Yes, we
like
did.
shit.
This was like what, half a year ago, maybe a year ago.
That was some trash.
So yeah,
Everyone remembers that the public
outcry
backlash against this version made the studio go, okay, put the guns
down, put the torches down.
Let's
everybody.
delay the
Delay it.
release another few months. Let's fix the CGI.
and they had to re-CGI the whole movie
Right.
with the
new-
Sonic
the
that was
newer
more
Sonic, yeah.
accurate to the actual video games.
Right.
And what they came up with was actually a really great
looks like Sonic.
looks like Sonic.
Oh, yeah,
Looks like Sonic.
It did the job.
They did a really great job.
100% looks like Sonic. If I were to have seen a Sonic that was in real life 3D animated, it would look like that.
Like that guy.
That would be it.
Great.
Like that Sonic in a video game, I'm okay with. I'm chilling.
Definitely, 100%.
Good, yeah. Looks fantastic. Now, the movie takes place in the real world with James Marsden.
Yep.
Finds Sonic the Hedgehog, and Sonic's trying to get back to his world.
Right.
Because he lost his bag of rings.
Right.
So
Right.
what we have in store for us is, yes, at its core, the cliche human meets animated character,
Yeah.
and they get into a lot of hijinks, and the human can't really stand it.
Right.
So we have that in Roger Rabbit. You have that in
Roger Rabbit,
Alvin
yes.
and the Chipmunks.
Yes.
You have that in what's another good?
There's definitely more.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. You have
yeah.
that in
kind of Space Jam.
not kind of Space
Yeah.
Jam. You have that. There's so many of these versions of animated creature pops up and
in real world, and it's
just
causing mayhem.
annoys a
Yeah.
human man.
Yeah. Right.
And they have to find a way to
Because there's
work
no reason why an animated thing should be on Earth.
Exactly.
The thing is, does he see him the way we see him, or does he see him a little more realistic?
No, he sees them the way we see him in the movie. So
Okay.
so it looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. You
This is
have
weird.
Jim Carrey playing Dr. Robotnik in the film.
Right.
And so besides that cliche, which I will say, for me to get through the first 20 minutes was
Yes.
a little like, right, fuck, we're doing this. The whole
Right.
scream because you see a cartoon.
Right,
Like, oh,
right.
man.
And then like you gotta like have them become buddies,
And, like,
then like he
humanize
hates him at
each
first,
other.
and yeah, right.
But what I did see was I appreciated the sarcastic humor of the Sonic character and how some of his jokes were fourth wall breaking a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but like I'm gonna say 95% sure that the Sonic was voiced by what's his name, Silverstein or whatever, the guy who plays Jean Ralphio in Parks and Rec.
Oh, that's a great voice.
It's a great voice. He's like an
Hilarious.
annoying, funny dude.
He would just say these short little one-liners that actually laugh, like really
Yeah.
legitimately laughing. Like there's when Dr. Robotnik brings all the machines and starts shooting up his house, and Sonic just goes, "This feels excessive."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that stuff
Right.
to me was hilarious. I thought Jim Carrey as Robotnik was a fine choice. He did the role.
Right. I would have liked him a little bit rounder, like Robotnik.
Yes, which may be in the sequel because if you see
Right.
the post-credit scene, like he's bald and he has the crazy mustache.
See, I did
now.
not see the
And
post-credit
he's
scene.
running around with mushrooms. On
Because I
Mushroom
knew,
Island.
I saw like up until I turned it off, obviously at the credits. I didn't see the post-credit scene, so I just saw that he goes to the Mushroom Land.
Yeah.
And then he's just like picking shit up at the Mushroom Land, and then he leaves.
Tails is in the actual post-credit scene.
Oh, Tails is also in the post-credit scene.
So
Wow, maybe I
Tails
should've
shows
checked
up
that
in
out.
our world. So what I will say about what I appreciate about this movie was when we're talking about the formula of how do you adapt a a video game character
Right.
into film and make it work. I think that if I were a little kid, I'm looking at it through the eyes of a little kid,
Yeah.
going to see this movie in theaters.
Right.
I could see myself annoying the fuck out of my parents for a month, wanting to play this over and over and over,
Right.
and getting Sonic obsessed because the
Yeah, 'cause
humor.
it's perfect little kid
It's a
humor.
perfect little kid movie.
It is
a
perfect little
movie.
kid type shit. Yeah.
The humor is on point. The humor for little kids is right.
Yep.
Jim Carrey's kookiness is always kid friendly,
Right.
and it's right there. You got a couple of your fart jokes for the little boys to like
Right, right,
have
right.
them howling. Then you also have, which I think was which was a key part, was Sonic's powers.
Right.
So how he fights, the electricity thing, like how he gets supercharged in the third act. Right. I'm watching this and I'm like, yeah, if you're a little kid seeing this, you want Sonic the Hedgehog video games. Right. You want action figures. You're going to want a onesie. Like, you're going to want Sonic the Hedgehog shit, which is why I appreciated this movie was overall, selfishly, they're going to make another game. They're going to really invest in a good game.
Do we know, did this movie do well? I mean, given it came out in COVID time, so
it came out. I forgot when exactly it came out, but its budget was $80 million,
right?
And it walked.
I mean, CGI is absurd.
But it made over $300 million.
Oh, okay, good for them.
And the sequel is now in development.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
So to go from the toothed, weird, roadkill-looking Sonic from the first trailer,
yes.
And this thing getting delayed and having all the symptoms of train wreck upon arrival.
Yeah.
I think the recovery was not like that's an exception, not the rule.
Well, that's great then.
I'm
happy for them.
James Marsden's got to go though. That's got to go.
I thought he was great. I thought he was one of the lone bright spots.
I want after seeing the movie, I'm like, what worked the best was Sonic and Natasha Rothwell. The one who with the daughter who gets tied up.
Yeah.
He's like, just put on my Fitbit, some steps.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
What did you hate about?
Yeah,
this
Fico,
movie?
what's your
what's your biggest?
What's your
concern?
problem with my movie?
I don't. There's a couple things. I guess like right off the bat, like he's talking to like Mother Owl, whatever the hell that was, like in the beginning before he has to escape his
Mother Owl. Yeah.
That owl looked more realistic than the main character, and that really upset me.
That didn't make sense. I didn't like that.
I gotta stare at this little blue thing for fucking an hour and a half,
right?
And I get he's supposed to be a video game character and this and that, but you gotta make him a little bit more realistic, no? I don't know.
But see, you're entering the problem with the original design. They tried to make him.
There had to be some type of median there where they could have came up. He just needed to look more natural.
So to you, he looked too cartoony.
He looked a little too cartoony.
Okay.
But, he's cute. He's funny.
Fine.
He breaks the fourth wall. That's fun. The kids love it. That's good. I'm going to tell you, there's not many things about this movie that made me happy. But the scene where he takes the turtle and he runs real fast with it and the turtle's just smiling. I was hysterically crying because it's such a wonderful idea. It's such a great premise. I thought Jim Carrey was great. I thought Jim Carrey looked badass with a sweet fade and a mustache.
He did.
I thought he looked good. He nailed that role. I think. And again, like you said, like he's
he's
Jim
just
Carrey.
Too quirky.
For like it's cute.
For kids to not like him, it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense.
Right.
So.
Sounds like you like the movie, Fico. I don't see what the problem is. I think what I'm hearing is a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog.
There's one. I think it was right before the turtle scene where he's like running around the baseball field.
Oh yeah,
and then he comes to realization that he was like alone.
Yeah.
I'm in a real strange place in my life where like certain sentences like make me like feel really bad. And that one basically made me quiver and like just want to like shrivel up and like just cry myself to sleep while eating Doritos and stuff.
Okay.
Like it really made me feel bad for this little creature to be like, I'm truly alone. It's like, fuck, man.
It was way too sad.
And I mean, the rest of the movie, it's fun. Like they go to the bar scene. And
all I'm hearing is fans of the movie.
All that cute stuff happens. It's just, I just wasn't.
I hear fans. I hear people that are appreciating the emotional nuances of the film. The performances are riveting.
I guess that
he wasted
baseball
so
scene,
many rings.
Yeah.
When he's trying to outrun Robotnik, who's right on his ass, stop throwing rings because he's going to follow you through him, son. You got to be smarter than that. The movie could have been over in like 15 minutes. Hour and a half later, here we are. And we're gonna get a sequel, like you said. We're gonna get a whole bunch of fun stuff, video games, pajama pants, the whole nine.
I wouldn't say that the movie was bad.
It's a cute film, man. It's
a kid movie.
It wasn't for me.
Yeah, it's a kid movie.
I mean, technically, it's not for us.
Yeah.
It fucking should be. We grew up with the goddamn thing.
That is true. We're the ones that are taking our fucking kids to these things.
But it's also like we are the ones that grew up with it. But if we had children right now and we
Wouldn't let
took them to see this, there's jokes in it for them. Were there jokes for us in this movie?
They need to give us some sort of catering in these movies because we're the ones that have to sit in the movie theater with our kids.
You know
what I
why
mean?
Disney and Pixar are so good with they'll throw some jokes in there for the
parents
It's
because
like,
they know the parents are there and they're suffering through this for an hour and a half.
Me tipping the cap to them, being like, "Thank you."
Oh no, I had
The
a
movie's
blast.
cute. I tell you what.
I feel like the Q is an insult.
No, it's not an insult. It's a cute movie.
The Q is like it's like the equivalent of a girl passing like a friend of me and it's going, well, that's cute.
It's like when you like tell your crush like I'm into you and it's like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's awful.
Which means fuck.
That means cut your own dick off.
You'll be alone forever.
Literally, yeah. Just
Yeah, so no, the movie it was a good movie. There was parts of it where I'm just like, come the fuck on, man. Like you guys could have given me a little bit more. You guys pushed this back and put so much more money into it. You couldn't have given me a little something extra.
I think go ahead.
I was gonna say also I would have liked to have gotten some branding on his shoes. When he gets the red shoes.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe Adidas or Nike want to jump in on that.
Yeah,
Cool, but
I won't lie to you. I did see a wasted opportunity. When the little girl went to go get the shoes, I literally sat up and went, all right, here we go.
Right.
All right.
What brand is
What
it gonna
brand?
be?
because
The
then
Sonic
you get to release
kicks.
that shoe, and now I'm invested. Now
Right.
I'm
Exactly,
invested in the
'cause
shoe.
Right.
I was literally, I had my phone ready to go like, who's the brand? Like, what's the shoe? Because I'm going to buy it.
Did you see that? I don't remember who it was. They just released a Ghostbusters shoe, and it looks phenomenal. Like it looks like the most.
I think it.
I want to say it was Nike.
I thought it was Reebok.
Might have been Reebok. You might have been right about that. It was. They released the shoe. I'm like, that is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I need to now buy that and watch the movies.
Right.
So I'm waiting. That could have been
A golden opportunity.
to
Golden
bring
opportunity,
me in.
yes.
You would have gotten some more money out of me.
But it was a fail.
Give Sonic a brand of shoes, and also if
Puma.
you're,
I don't care.
it sells itself. I mean, if you're Adidas or Nike, and this movie comes to you and says, "Hey, we're making a Sonic movie about a fucking thing that runs very fast."
Right.
He needs awesome shoes.
You want in on this?
I want in. I want in on this.
Yeah.
Put the 3 stripes on it. God damn it.
Exactly. You come out with something. Maybe you give it a little. Instead of a tag, it's a little bag of rings or some
Yeah.
shit. There's the sky's the limit with it.
Yeah,
It's just
literally, what company wouldn't be like
Right.
the one to design Sonic the Hedgehog shoe?
Correct.
Exactly. Like
Put
Fly
your
off the
name, put your
shelves.
logo on the damn
Shoe.
fucking thing.
But they went with some like fucking out of the box,
it was
big
like
comfy
freaking
couch looking.
like in EA Sports, like where you have FIFA, you get the cleats. It's like the EA Sports Classic one.
It's just
It
like
was
it's just
man, what are you
garbage.
That's
Movie's
the only
cute.
criticism
Yeah.
I'm allowing to this movie.
This movie's cute.
For me, the pros and cons. The pros slightly outweigh the cons.
That's fair.
To make it for me and just about a middle of the road average film. I don't think that it's good, but I don't think that it's terrible.
It's not terrible. It's not Resident Evil.
It's
bad.
just no. Resident Evil is fucking bad.
right. This honestly probably the best movie out of the 6 movies that we've reviewed in the last 2 episodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I call that a victory.
Doesn't
I
say much.
agree.
I'm giving it a 5.
Not by a lot. And remember, you gave I Know Who Killed Me is a 6.
shit.
Actually, yeah, that is true. So what do you get? What do you give Sonic the
You're
Hedgehog
gonna have
then?
to give Sonic either a 6 or a
6.1.
No, we're not doing points anymore.
Shit, I forgot about that.
Thank you, cousin. Thank you for bringing that up.
That's so baited. Y'all baited me into that shit.
The family that rides
yeah.
together.
I think that my favorite scenes in Sonic were the ones where he does the typical X-Men Quicksilver guy.
Yes.
Those things where he's like moving things around while everyone is in slow motion.
Which I felt
that was
actually
a-
was plagiarism, but fine.
Of course it is.
That was a very well done
Yeah,
scene
I
because
like-
that was fun.
I like that because almost have to do that when you have guys that are very fast in movies. I like that. I didn't mind the way that he looked. I preferred this way over the original.
The original design, yeah, this is definitely better than that.
Jim Carrey was a positive. Again, I would have liked to have seen him as the
Legitimate
cartoon
Robotnik.
Robotnik style, but I know we'll get that later. But he was cool with the black trench coat.
She was badass. If I could find one of those for the Christmas season, it's on.
The Mack truck that he drives in.
All of his little
So sick.
All of his little goodies and stuff is fantastic.
I think when I also thought his robot, like also little kids are into robots. The thing that detaches, like some Terminator thing that like
That shit was
chases after
awesome.
them.
That
it
was
was
pretty cool.
awesome.
Yeah. And then it detached again after the
And then it turns into a sticky bomb. I'd say it's just brilliant.
Yeah, just brilliant.
Was it? I'm sorry. Did you say brilliant?
I mean, like the toys were cool. Once again, you'll get me if they release toys for this, and maybe I'll go and buy
I don't know,
a few
Fico.
for
I
the
think what
kids.
I'm hearing is that you find the film to be a brilliant project.
Not brilliant. It was cute. It was cute.
Yeah, it was good. I think from a video game into movie standpoint, the aspects that were from Sonic looked like Sonic. Like they looked like right out of the video game.
They were able to incorporate the elements of the game that made it popular into the movie.
Right. Because even in the beginning when they're describing where his home was, and they show like basically the first like game, where like it's like the curved hills and all that shit.
They even
looks
included
just like the game.
At the end, the jingle. They put the jingle of the game in the.
Yeah. And like when he fell down off the building, the sound of the coins.
Yeah, the rings.
That was like a very specific sound too.
I just wish they would have done a little bit more of stuff like that. Like
I agree.
Maybe I'm just
give
being
me
too
less of the real world.
Yeah,
to be honest,
maybe I'm getting a little bit too picky, but there it is. Just
yeah.
But what's your score, Fico?
Six.
Okay, it's not getting more than
You
I Know Who
put
Killed
this
Me.
in line with that trash from last
That
week.
was an amazing film.
I'm gonna go 7.
I'm giving this movie a motherfucking 9.
That's fair. As long as it's not a 10.
that's fair. That's
If
fair.
you would have done a 10, I'm like, you're bullshit.
You're reaching.
Now you're trying to
giving it a
spite
10.
us,
Which is
high
why
score.
I gave it a 9.
How long you give it a 9? You seem to.
I feel like
enjoy it.
originally he would have given it about an 8.
Right.
But
But
you
he gave it that
both,
extra
but
just
you
'cause of
both have been firing at me all night, and I'm gonna give it the 9 it deserves.
Okay. Fair. Remember, they didn't brand the shoes. I want you to really
very
let that
true.
sink
And that's
in.
why they lost
you
one
can't wear.
point.
You cannot wear Sonic's shoes on your feet because they
And
didn't
that
brand it.
is
I want you to
why-
think about that.
They've lost 1 point
Should've lost at
because of
least
that
10
from
points,
this
man.
perfect film.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, look at the time. I gotta go.
This movie is brilliant.
1993.
Fico, are you high?
3? Yeah. Yeah.
John Leguizamo.
Right.
Who's the other guy?
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins.
And you got, what's his face? Come on.
Aunt Petunia.
Aunt Petunia. A very young Aunt Petunia.
Aunt Petunia.
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis
got Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper.
Listen, a lot of star potential in this movie.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
So-
things just went really wrong.
Super Mario Brothers, very quickly, they gave
plumbers.
us a movie
That just had names of characters
Correct.
from a video
the
game.
names and their jobs
Right.
were from the video game.
Right.
Everything else had nothing to do with the goddamn game.
They tried. They blessed their hearts. They tried.
Every 10 minutes into this movie, I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
I literally was like, you forget that this is based on Super Mario Brothers.
Right.
Literally, like, it's really hard to figure it out.
I understand that at the time, in the early 90s,
Yeah, I think it was 93.
there really wasn't much of a backstory into Mario. Like, it was like the Game Boy games were just this shitty 2D game where you're jumping up and down.
Yeah.
You're saving the princess.
Yeah.
But that's really all you're doing. You're jumping up and down.
There was no context.
There's no context.
There's no context. Exactly. Where in the world? Why they're jumping off of things with
Right.
shells? Why mushrooms give them power?
So I get that they don't really have much to work with in terms of a script and the plot and all this stuff.
I don't believe there was a script to this movie.
But this, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. You've got two guys that are not even brothers in Brooklyn.
Right.
No, they're brothers in the story.
Were they in this movie?
Yeah.
Well, Mario.
No. Mario adopts
That's right.
Luigi
That's right.
in the movie.
Oh, but there was moments where they were
No.
like,
Listen,
he's,
they're
Luigi.
he's
family.
Mario, and he's Luigi
they're
Mario.
family, but they're not
because
brothers.
They're family. Like they're
It's probably
family.
it's probably his cousin. His cousin probably adopted him because he had a terrible home life.
No,
and-
he said in the dinner scene when they're having dinner and the blonde chick,
Oh,
Daisy,
his parents
explains
abandoned
that
him
she
and
has no
Mario.
brothers.
that's right.
Yeah, you're right.
And
A
he says
Batman
the
and
same
Robin
thing. Got
situation.
it,
All
got
right,
it.
no, you're right.
So
you're right.
again, botched immediately. Like it's in the title.
Super Mario Bros.
So
Actually, it's Super Mario Bros. So then-
oh yeah.
that's how they got away with it.
So you're in Brooklyn. You got these two Italians. They're plumbers. So right there, okay, that's
Check.
Mario Brothers.
That's a check mark. That's a
Yeah.
gold star that you got something right.
The main girl is a love interest, and her name is Daisy.
Daisy. That's another gold
So
star.
cool, another
But it's
check.
weird because
Here's the problem:
it's Luigi's love interest.
Luigi's love interest, not Mario's.
Which
At
I
that
think
point-
was incorrect because the obvious sex god of the duo
Jesus
is
Christ.
Bob Hoskins.
I don't know where you get this from.
Yeah, that one. This one escapes me.
He is-
This one
he-
escapes
he
me.
was-
I let you have so much on this show, but his hair, Gabriel, his
He has
bald
no
head. It was
hair.
Like, you look at the thing, it was like a-
Wait, so a man's sex appeal is determined by his long locks? No,
It's
this
not
man
the long locks.
Listen,
it's
Fabio
a
didn't get famous-
balding look.
with a killer masculine mustache, with an attitude,
So
with some thickness.
Jesus.
This Mario, you'd love my family because this Mario reminded me of every male in my family.
Bob Hoskins
hilarious.
as Mario in this film, literally, this trash movie was carried by his raw sex appeal.
Jesus Christ.
That's what carried this entire film.
Is Bob Haskins still with us?
Yes, he's
I
still
hope
alive.
he is. I really hope he
I
is.
want you to link him to this
Yeah.
because I'm sure Bob's going to be like, you know what? Thank you.
He'll appreciate that, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not the only person. Like, I literally, because of the guilt y'all made me feel the first time I met, I was like, no, I'm not the only one who feels this tingling sensation. So I had to look into the internet, and I'm not the only person that completely is
Part
hot.
of the fan club.
The fan club of Bob, like some people are really like sexually and violently attracted to Bob Hoskins, and I'm with it.
You know what? Then you know what? Then Bob's got it. Then I don't know what
Sure.
it is, but Bob's
Hey.
got it, and God bless him, and good for him.
Very-
He's
very
got
true. Very true.
that because he's grumpy, he's authoritative, mustache,
It's Italian.
uh,
He's a grumpy Italian guy living in Brooklyn.
resourceful, and he also has those piercing dark eyes.
He did really well for himself in the movie. His girlfriend in
did.
the movie is beautiful.
That is true.
Reminds me
she
of,
has good taste.
What's her name?
Doesn't matter. Reminds me of my
Yeah,
aunt.
she's just a
Patricia.
little
We can't
Italian
get
lady.
into it, yeah.
So
Okay, so
These
that's
two
an X.
Italian guys,
That's an
they're two
X. So
brothers,
the
two
love
brothers.
interest being
yeah,
Luigi's.
so right
that's an
there,
X.
right at that point is where the movie no longer exists as a adaptation of the video game,
Correct.
because you've now. So Daisy is this NYU chick searching for dinosaur bones randomly in Brooklyn,
Right.
and
This is where they really caught me for a
It
loop
just-
with the parallel universe.
Right.
Just all
It just doesn't make any sense.
related. I understand. Well,
so they somehow get into this parallel universe that's underneath
Brooklyn?
New York City,
yeah.
and they call it Dino Hatton.
Oh, I missed that was the name. It's called Dino Hatton.
It's Dino Hatton.
Oh.
And they even reference that the people on the other side, the humans on the other side, are living better lives.
Yeah. So,
But it's
this other universe, it's a strange mix between the past because there's dinosaurs, but then also
the future, which doesn't make sense because if they're not evolving, like how are they smart
yeah.
to have this type of technology and we don't?
Right. So I don't know if it's
And once
Guys,
again, another futuristic scene that is just filthy.
Guys, what this?
Yes.
this
Why in the future?
why is the future
So
always
dirty.
filthy?
Why don't they didn't figure out? We got street sweepers now. They can't upgrade that shit to
Right.
clean it.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And
Go ahead.
we will dive deeper into that in a future episode.
because we need to
where
talk
we
about-
do themed. The theme will be futuristic movies
Yes.
because that is a very big topic that I would love to discuss.
It's always dirty.
It's always dirty in the future in movies when they're depicted in
There's
movies.
one movie about the future that I can think of that isn't dirty, and maybe we'll use that for that
Sure, yeah.
that episode. But
But yeah, so Dino Hat.
I was gonna say that what this Dino Hat honestly just looks like a mix of the '80s and a bad porno.
yeah,
It's
essentially what it was. To be honest with you.
It looks like the set of a bad porn.
Yeah.
the music is all over the place. The villain
Dennis Hopper, Koopa,
Koopa
King Koopa.
is again just a guy with the hair that kind of
How did they do that? Did you? Like,
don't
they
know,
had,
just
he had
gel, I
7
guess.
mohawks on his head, but it was like
just
fluffy.
gel. Yeah.
Was he supposed to be that character from the video game with the shell and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
oh
No, that's Bowser.
Oh no, that's Bowser.
So there's no Bowser,
There's no
There's no Bowser. Yoshi also
just dinosaurs.
a literal
literally
little
just a
raptor.
literal dinosaur.
Let's talk about that real quick. There's a scene where he attacks that woman that's trying to hurt Daisy, and he becomes so predatory. And I think we need to realize that he might be cute and cuddly in the video games, but at his base, at his soul,
He's just a dinosaur.
He's a velociraptor.
That is a velociraptor.
With
He's
a really
predator.
long
He should,
tongue.
he should rip some
Yeah.
people up.
Right.
But I think it's like, guys, this movie was absolute trash. The
Talk about the fungus. Talk about the fungus.
the fungus. Fungus was a character in this movie. And the thing was, the fungus showed up at the beginning. I was like, all right, that's weird. And then every 5 minutes, you get a
Fungus.
reference to the fungus.
Yep.
And fungus this and fungus that.
Until they finally at the end
and that's
reveal.
the biggest reveal.
The
That
biggest
wa-
reveal is that the fungus is the Daisy's father.
And I'm like, guys,
and that is why I don't believe this movie had a script.
like
Really,
my thing was who at the studio went.
Fungus.
So you played the video game for 5 minutes and saw
Yeah.
that when you hit a square and this mushroom comes out to make you big.
Yep.
So you made the whole plot of this movie about literal ass athlete's foot on the walls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to help them. Trying to help his daughter.
This legitimately felt like a group of guys with cameras filming as they were going, thinking of ideas.
fungus.
How much you want to bet that the directors refuse to talk to the cast on set?
I would love to, if there's anything about this movie that has like a background, I would love to know.
I
Because I just want to know
They would probably like shoot shots and run to their trailer and avoid everyone.
when you tweeted Leguizamo.
I was hoping you would respond.
Really fucking exactly.
I was really hoping he would respond.
Is John Leguizamo?
You insulted his movie. I doubt he would.
Is he busy?
No. I said, what the fuck are you guys doing? What are you guys doing here? That's not his movie. He just,
I would
paid
like
be
to
in
know
it.
if John is busy and if we could somehow just get him to call in.
I also think it was early in his career and he's looking for work and like he was
He's
like,
the
this is
same
it.
fucking character in this movie that he was in The Pest. Only he was more toned down in this one. I'm pretty sure this one
You're
came
right.
before that.
Before what?
The Pest.
Oh, I haven't seen the past.
Don't please.
Oh,
don't.
no.
No, Rom. I can't put anyone through that.
The next time that we do a shitty movie episode,
I'm getting drunk for that. Then
I'm gonna make you all watch The Pest.
I'm letting you right now. If we do that, I'll be your problem for the rest of the
Gab.
evening because I'm getting blacked out.
If anything, The Pest could be an After Dark episode on its own.
We might have.
It is one of the worst movies.
No, you love it. You love it.
of all time, but it's so bad that you want to force people to watch it.
Remember, I made you watch that movie. I Met With You, and you thought I was like I was a terrible person. I was an idiot for thinking
That was
This is how I
Not a
feel
good
right.
movie,
This
but-
is how I feel right now.
Okay,
Listen
but
to you.
I Melt With You was just like a depressive, sad movie.
You don't think the best is?
The best is just
That guy-
atrociously not funny, but also funny because it's so bad.
No, I don't do that. For me, something is, I don't know.
It is incredibly cringeworthy.
The whole movie is you're cringing the entire movie.
Wait a minute. Actually, when we're talking about genres, what would you call Super Mario Brothers?
It's comedy.
That's a comedy?
It's comedy.
That's not a comedy.
It's comedy. It's not a drama.
It's not drama.
It's not scary.
It's action.
Maybe. It's an
I guess
action
you're
comedy.
supposed to call it an action comedy.
An
an
action
action
comedy.
comedy. I get
That's
you.
probably what it is.
And
yeah.
it fails on both those
Yeah.
departments.
I can't
The
believe that.
Goombas in the elevator.
Guys, the
With the
Goombas
swaying?
dancing,
What
guys,
was that?
but they look like a specific actor, and I've been trying to find this guy, and I can't find
What do you
him.
mean?
There's this actor who has this very specific mouth, and he has like a New York accent, black hair. I'm going to be so annoyed.
I don't know. I'm
But
lost.
the Goomba literally looks like this guy, and I
Joe
know
Pesci?
he's not.
Thank God.
He's not a
Joe
main.
Pesci's gonna fight
He's
you.
not a main big actor, but he's always been like a side character in a lot of shit.
You're gonna have to eventually do that research and find who that is.
Because once you see it, you won't be able to unsee
The
it.
Goombas, to me, are the saving grace for me of this film.
Really?
Huge, giant bodies with tiny reptile heads. Mm-hmm. Every time they were on screen, I couldn't help but either laugh or smile because they're just so weird and funny looking.
What's the name of that movie with Kevin Arnold and he switches with his dad with the dad?
Vice versa.
Vice versa.
Yeah, vice versa.
I'm taking. Keep talking, but like I think he's in this.
Listen, the fact that was the big reveal was that
It was a fungus.
it was a
that.
fungus,
Yeah.
right?
He is in this. Richard Kind.
I have to pull him up.
Richard Kind. Jesus.
I was right. He was in Vice versa. Richard Kind.
Richard Kind. Well, I'm not going to search it right now because I don't want to give too much dead air.
Oh God, yes. Oh Lord.
Once you've seen Richard Kind and the Goombas, you're
Yeah,
like,
no, you're right. You hit this one right on the head.
I told you. I told you.
You got it.
Oh, my God.
You got it.
Ramel. That's
Yep.
That's the guy.
That's it. That's it.
So Richard
that's it.
Kind looks like
He's
the
Richard Kind's a
Goombas.
Goomba. So I want to just break one thing. So
Yeah.
Daisy,
Yes.
she hatched out of an egg in her infancy.
Because she's like a dinosaur.
So she's a dinosaur and a fungus. That's what
No, but the dad
but she's
wasn't a
not
fungus before.
he got turned into a fungus.
He got turned
Yes.
into a
in a
fungus.
de-evolution. Why would de-evolution turn you into a fungus?
Actually, you want to know what the joke here is? You want to know what the real commentary here is? You just need a good old classic Scott Evil. Why don't you just go ahead and shoot him when he's sitting on the
Yeah,
crapper or
yeah.
something?
Yeah. This is...
I have a gun in my room.
We can go
Shoot them together.
We...
boom.
At the 17 Waverly Podcast are huge fans of 90s, 2000s. That's our era.
It's our bread and butter.
Most things that came out of that era to me are legendary and classic. This was not one of them.
No.
No.
I'm going to probably watch this movie again. Though. I'm not gonna
Why?
lie. I am not going to lie to you. I found some type of insane, like, comfortability with it. where
What?
I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I was really just at ease.
Was it
with
Bob?
I was like, damn, this is nice. This is
I think it's so 90s
yeah.
that because I kind of feel this is what I felt. But as I'm watching it, while yes, I'm saying what the fuck is going on here, I did feel a little bit of that like this is the type of shit that I was on TV when I was a kid.
I can remember possibly.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah, that's the way I just felt very, not even nostalgic, just like, I was just very comfortable, very at
yeah,
ease with
it's not a good nostalgia.
No,
it's just
not.
like
It's just
this is what I grew. I was
this is the fucking
10 years
90s.
old.
This is
They were 6 years old when this shit
the
came out.
essence of the 90s right there.
Yeah.
I felt good about it.
Just bad. Just
I am cringing. It
was terrible.
So what do you
it was not good.
What do you rate this movie?
there was Bob. Bob for Bob alone.
Jesus Christ.
A 4.
A 4.
The only redeeming. God, if Mario was anyone else, I would have turned this off.
Ron, what about you, man?
Like when they were being booked at the police station,
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, we gotta disinfect you." I'm like, "Ooh,
Jesus Christ.
gonna have to disrobe."
Jesus.
What did I give? Oh, Resident Evil, I gave it 1. This wasn't as bad as Resident Evil. It's definitely not as good as Sonic.
Oh.
I'm going to go 3.
Remember how I made a comment earlier about how Sonic was the better of the 6 movies that we've watched? I think giving this movie a review really showed me how brilliant it was.
Excuse me.
Fucking knew you were going to do
And
Because this isn't the road you want to go
I
down.
might have misspoke before because I do think this movie is brilliant and deserves.
Lies you tell. That is not what you feel.
accolades.
That is not what
That's
you.
why I'm going to give this movie
Don't do it.
a big old 7.
Okay. 7.
Big old
All
7.
right.
Definitely better than Sonic.
7. Not bad. Not bad.
Insert Raven Simone eating before laughing hysterically gif because you're really testing me.
This is
So,
amazing film.
3 bad to mediocre films today.
So hopefully next week we'll
Yeah.
get something good for
Yeah.
you guys that we can review. Hopefully no one else dies because that I just can't keep doing this.
Did you guys watch episode 2 of The Mandalorian?
No.
Yes.
Forgot
Gotta
about
watch it.
But I'm also Mandalorian for me is just getting to a point. It's like the second season, but
Yeah.
I'd rather just wait till they all come out and then binge them because it does for me. Still, I'm a Star Wars guy, but it doesn't
Right.
feel week to week to me.
Right.
It isn't pulling me in at that capacity week to week. Season 1 ended on such a crescendo of plot that to revert back to the format of the earlier part of season 1, to me you're stepping back.
Right.
You want to keep riding that momentum, especially if you're calling episode 1 chapter 9, like that. It's a continuation of what we saw. So I think it's weird to make that choice, and you'll probably because of my petty bones, you'll probably pull me back in once Mando disappears for half a season, knowing all
and then
the set
Ahsoka
problems.
comes back.
But
Or comes in.
and Ahsoka comes into play.
Yeah.
Sure, all right, you got me. But
Right.
right now I'm like, yeah, no, okay. See, I mean, the second episode was a great time. They're all great episodes. It's just
Yeah.
like edge of my seat, waiting week to week is like I'm not really.
No,
It's just
Yeah.
I think we're as a society we're past this.
The week to week thing.
We're past this week to week thing. I can't keep doing this. I don't want to wait a week for 40 minutes.
Exactly. That's a good way of putting it.
Like I
An
don't.
hour,
I
hour
don't
and a
want
half maybe, but no.
Yeah. I just it's not worth it.
I agree with you.
Queen's Gambit, I recommend highly.
Haven't seen it yet, but
It's-
that's next on my list.
I'm super salty.
And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about
It's
your
very
love for
it's very
chess.
good. Yeah, it's we'll review it once Angelo sees it, but I did want to bring it up today just because I want to try to give a little bit of
Credence to it.
yeah. I just it's very popular right now. I think it's still in the top 10 of.
It was number
of
1 this
Netflix.
afternoon
It was
This afternoon?
I was gonna say
on
it was,
Netflix. It was number 1. Yeah,
Yeah,
As of yesterday,
like
it was in
it's
the top
been
3
in
still.
the top 3 for a while.
Yeah.
it's literally about a board game. It's like doing that well.
Yeah. And that's again, this is an episode that we're doing about video games, but like this is still a
Game thing. Yeah.
very good show. It's 7 episodes. You can probably watch it all in one sitting.
Yeah. If the weather in the East Coast sticks like this, you probably
Yeah.
could get it done in a day.
It's very, very quick watch, and it's entertaining enough to where like it doesn't drag while you're watching it. You're like, oh, I gotta this is. It one episode ends and it smoothly transitions to the next one,
great.
and the next one, and the next one.
Yeah,
It's good.
But yeah, and it also makes you want to play chess.
so
For those of you who
I've been trying for years to get these bitches
This
to
could
play
work,
chess.
man. Maybe all it took was a Netflix show.
Yep. Then a Netflix show was like, oh, everyone's now all of a sudden like, hey, you know what? I want to play some chess. Fucking bitches.
It's all the people that either say they know how to play, all of a sudden are coming out of the woodwork, or those that didn't like or want to learn how to play are now saying they want to learn how to play.
I will teach. It's a great fucking game.
Might be a little too much for me, but
Wow.
yeah. All right, boys. Well, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Until next week.
Peace.
Later.